Okay, so that's it for chapter 1 and chapter 2. So as I promised, for this week, you are going to have an assignment, which is a very small or like a revision in statistics topic. Okay, so this is assignment 2. The due date will be the end of next week, next Friday, so you can submit it onto the Moodle. Remember to write down your name and your student number when you submit it, upload it to the Moodle. So let's look at the question together. Question 1. An experimenter working in an urban area desires to estimate the average value of variable highly related with race. She thinks she should use cluster sampling with city blocks as cluster, adults within blocks as element. So we need to consider whether why or we should use cluster sampling or some other sampling scheme. In the situation A, most of the adults in the blocks are white. Most of the other, they are non-white. B, the proportion of non-white is the same in every block. C, the proportion of non-white differs from block to block, so that would be like a random. So in each of the case, we can see that back to the PowerPoint in chapter 1. So you can try to think of whether case A, B, C would fit into this kind of population distribution, and then we choose if they are randomly distributed in each cluster or in each group, which sampling we should use. Or within the group, they are more of the similar, or between they are quite different, or within the group they are quite different, between the group they are quite similar, etc. Okay? Think about that for the situation of A and B and C. Secondly, describe how mean, median, and mode are used to analyze the central tendency of data. If you refer to chapter 2 that we just talked about, how we calculate them, and how we used to analyze this distribution of the data. Now, 5 numbers are given. Then we calculate the sum of the deviation of each of the data to the mean. So first of all, we need to ask, what is the mean of these 5 data? Then we calculate the sum of the deviations of each of them. Easy calculation. Question 4. Now we show the distribution of a population. If this is perfectly symmetrical bell shape, we find the mean, median, and mode. They all fall into the middle. This is negatively skewed, positively skewed. So if we know the mean and median is 50, if we know, the question is, if we know the median is 50, which of the following statements is true? So you can play around with that. Question 5, if the variance of the data set is using the formula using n-1 in the denominator, which is true. Also in chapter 2 that we mentioned about that. 6, it is observed that there's a very high correlation between the math test score and the physical exercise done by a student. What can we conclude? 7, what is the relationship between the significance level and confidence level? This is something you need to work on it. I haven't talked about that yet, but you should be able to know it. Last question, if we have data point, x and y, at the end of chapter 2, we talk about how we find, using Excel to find the least square line. Then I just want you to try it and to find the sum of mean square error for this linear model. Okay? Short and easy exercise for you to warm up back on track with our calculations, with our study. So next week we will start talking about chapter 3 with simple random sampling. Okay, good luck.